Hello to all of the passionate players and allies out there who are doing their part in the fight to bring our woofy Valko back to us. Yeah, I think we're on day 5 now, and I have seen that people's passion is dimming and people are wondering if what we're doing is even working. Like, some people are even saying that it feels like they're just screaming into the void. They're wondering why Infold has been so silent, what exactly is going on, if our efforts are actually truly working or if they're all in vain. Well, I just wanted to make this video to address those concerns, to offer encouragement and reassurance to all the people out there who need it, because this fight, it has been long, but I feel like it's yet to be a bit longer, unfortunately. But I just think we need to keep a clear head and always remember what it is that we're fighting for. We need to remember that we're fighting for Valko, we're fighting for the whole game Love in Deep Space, we're fighting for the world in Lincoln City, and for all of the other love interests. We're fighting for their stories and for MC's story, which all deserve to be told the way that the creators of the story envisioned. Okay, so regarding Infold's silence, from what I have been able to garner online, there seems to be two really big reasons for that, and the first one is the political side of things. So someone who has been on Red Note as part of the Bring Back Valko campaign says that they came across something important that the global fandom needs to know. According to well-liked comments on a Chinese post, Paper Games is currently in internal meetings and negotiations. No news before July 7th is actually a good sign. Even if they decide to keep Valko, they won't announce it early because that would leave them exposed. Previous leaks and planted content have been removed, and this is the big one. Originally, the company was firmly against bringing back the wolf, but after seeing the support post from Chinese fans on the super topic and the activity from international players, their stance has softened. There is still significant hope. There are people inside Paper Games fighting for Valko. Every support post we write, in our own words, gives them leverage in their negotiations. They are watching. Competitors and paid trolls will try to start fights in the community. The instruction is do not engage. You should just keep on posting your own content. Remember that we are not screaming into the void. Our voices are reaching the people inside that company who want Valko back. Every post, every email, every review matters. They are literally using our activity as ammunition in internal negotiations. And someone else talked about how the company has been in contact with their lawyers. Lawsuits will come to those Chinese people who caused the cancellation. Infold has confirmed that many of the recent rumors and screenshots were fake and created to spread misinformation. They're taking legal action against those responsible. The legal defense statement was posted directly by Infold Games on Red Note because it was targeted specifically at the local rumors swirling in China. It didn't get blasted out on the global English Twitter/X account, which is why a lot of global players haven't seen it and assume the worst. So I posted that statement that Infold made to the Chinese players in my previous video. So if you want to hear about that, you could go and check that out. But it makes sense that they would only post it to the Chinese audience, because at first I was also confused, like, why wouldn't they tell us international players if they did already address the rumors about 731, the whole boiling in the pot controversy, and about Valko being on the balcony being linked to another high-profile case in China. So it turns out that they did address those concerns that the Chinese players had, but it makes sense that they didn't post it to the whole international community, because those are like concerns that are very local to China. So them addressing it locally makes sense when you think about it like that. You might remember after Valko was launched and before he was cancelled, a lot of media posted and called out the company for disrespecting women and Chinese history, which we now know 100% these were rumors and tactics to bring Valko and even the company down. Chinese haters really dedicated to spread their influence and bully Chinese Valko lovers hard, making people have different opinions, afraid to speak up. The official media clearly does not side with either Valko lovers or haters. However, it did prove that the Chinese government only cares about the overall social impact of a game and would not go as far as to micromanage the content of it, which is very reassuring. If you want to show support, just click likes. Also, do not post anything related to the game on Chinese platforms on July 7, and do post how the game fosters cultural communication. And with other good news, someone else is saying that even though we may need to wait another 2 weeks, the company is currently negotiating with the relevant authorities, and there are rumors that the chances of Valko returning have increased. However, July 7th is the War Memorial Day, and the company will not make any statements during this period. Please do not make any negative remarks about the company or the government on this day. Okay, so from these different posts, it is clear that the silence on the company's part isn't something that we should be interpreting in a negative or bad light. Like, we shouldn't be afraid, we shouldn't start to panic or lose hope because of the silence. Like, it is clear that they're dealing with things on a political and legal level, whether that's suing the people who have been involved with smearing their reputation and making all of these false claims and false rumors about them, or whether that's with dealing with the authorities and also with the whole public holidays. So I heard that the 1st of July was a public holiday, and so is the 7th of July. It was like a very important holiday. Both of these are very important holidays in China. Given the whole Chinese culture of, their public image being very important and trying to save face and things like that, it's clear that they don't want to be in hot water due to the controversies surrounding 731 and other sensitive controversies that were even on the news. Because these dates are such sensitive dates, they don't want to ruffle feathers by making any public statements in the time between these dates. So speaking of the letter, because earlier I spoke of the official letter statement that Infold gave to the Chinese audience, they gave this statement on the 29th or 30th of June. I'm not sure because the time zones are different, but they did this before the 1st of July, and I feel that was done on purpose because they knew that after the 1st of July they would be sandwiched in between these really important dates in China, the 1st of July and the 7th. And so because of that, it wouldn't be appropriate for them to start making claims addressing the sensitive controversies that they were circulating about them. So from what I'm seeing, many people on Chinese social media who are for Valko coming back, they're saying that it's actually a good thing that the company isn't speaking up during this time, because it could really reflect badly on them given these public holidays if they were to make any public announcements. And so that is why we should remain patient, we should keep on fighting, so that when they are able to finally make a statement sometime after the 7th of July, it'll probably be a statement that will be a good one, because they would have had over a week of people protesting for Valko's return. It's also clear that we're not being ignored. The official Love and Deep Space Weibo account checked the Valko super topic not once, not twice, but 3 whole times. So that's really good news. That means that we are being seen, we are being heard by them, and that they care. They're pulling all of these long hours, working overtime, trying to fix things. Now, many people have been saying that the best way to support them on the business perspective is to log in and spend money and things like that. But many more people have come forward to say that actually no, that is not a good idea. We should not be logging in. We should not be spending money. Our actions of not logging in is something important to business. The reason, because logins provide data. We can see this with many major companies and how much they care for it. In a way, data is almost like currency to them. So when it comes to games and login data, think of it as this. You don't have to spend money to make a business rich. When it comes to login data, daily active users and monthly active users measure how large your active player base is. So when we log in, it proves to shareholders and investors that the game is thriving, completely masking the community's anger. Data analysts also track community sentiment alongside login trends. This means that posting online about how you feel about Love and Deep Space, but playing the game right after, shows that despite how you feel, the game's mechanics are stronger. And that is not the vibe that we want to give off. Like, we need to stay grounded and stay serious about this. In all, logging off and staying off is the only way to cut off a company's ability to tempt us back without results. Boycotting is the only way to prove that we will not take any more. Remember when there was the whole issues surrounding people not liking that MC was too present in the game, because it felt like they didn't like seeing MC with their husband and stuff like that. And apparently Infold actually listened to those people, and cut out so many parts to do with MC. And even now with Valko, again, Infold listened to those people and are canceling Valko. They organized these massive boycotts and they didn't spend any money. So I feel like we should also adopt that method, and we should stay strong in doing that, because when we do that, it shows that we are serious. A company probably wouldn't decide based on the first 24 to 48 hours. Those are often the most emotionally intense and can overrepresent the most engaged players. What they're looking for is a sustained reaction, right? And a timeline has been outlined that days 1 to 3, they gather data. They try to see how widespread the reaction is, which regions are involved. Is it growing or shrinking? And days 4 to 7, they look for trends rather than spikes. Are players still boycotting? Are petitions still growing? Are app ratings recovering or falling further? Has engagement stabilized? And then week 2 onwards, if the reaction is still strong, this would create a clearer picture of whether this is a lasting issue or rather a short-lived controversy. And what we don't want them to think is that this is something that is short-lived. So it says that we should expect at least a week of observation. So at least a week. I know some people have been growing so impatient, but it hasn't even been a week. That's what they're going to use to make their evaluations. At least a week of data. So at the very least, we need to do this for a week, and we should stop logging in, stop spending money and things like that. We wouldn't want them to think that this is just something we're doing in the heat of the moment because we're feeling emotional. Like, this is something that clearly matters to so many people. So keep doing what you're doing. I know that it can be hard to spend too much time away from the game, but remember what we're doing this for. Like I said earlier, it's so crucial.